Hello everyone, this is Teacher Joanna again, and for tonight's lesson, we're gonna talk about the simple future tense, okay? Right, so simple future tense, don't forget that, okay? But before we focus on the simple future tense, I would like you to focus first on the three sentences I have here. The first sentence is I will marry my boyfriend next year. I use the verb will marry. The next one is I am going to marry my boyfriend next year. I use am going to plus marry, and I am marrying my boyfriend next year. So I use am marrying for this sentence. All of them are in the simple future tense. However, the meanings are different, okay? Do you have any idea about the meanings? Try to think about it. But we're not going to answer that yet now. We will answer that together after we discuss the topic. Certainly, that time you can even discuss it with anyone. I mean, discuss the differences about them with anyone. Okay? So, for now, let's talk about the uses of simple future. The first use is actually for plan, and then the second use is for guess. We're going to focus on plan first because plan has a lot of patterns. Okay, let's focus on the pattern first. Now, for the pattern, okay, don't forget this one. For the pattern, we actually we actually like have to use okay the first one, which is like will, okay, plus the base form of the verb. Okay, right, let's have an example. I will meet Jermaine tomorrow. Okay. And then for the next one, we have shall plus the base form of the verb as well. I shall meet Jermaine tomorrow. Right. Now, the meanings of the sentence are just the same. What is the difference between the two? Right? Shall is actually like just the more polite form of the word will. And it's actually outdated. When we say outdated, we don't normally use that nowadays. Okay? And remember this, the only time that we can use shall is actually if we have the subject I and we. Don't forget that. You cannot say he shall, she shall, you shall. You cannot really say that. Only I and we. Okay? Now, let's talk about the meaning of the two sentences by comparing them to the third pattern, which is actually like is MR plus going to plus, okay, plus going to plus Vbase or the base form of the verb. Okay? Let's have an example sentence. I am going to meet Jermaine tomorrow. Okay, so what is the difference between I will meet Jermaine tomorrow and I am going to meet Jermaine tomorrow? Now, we use will plus be base when we talk about impromptu plans. Okay, so impromptu plans. Okay, for example, I'm gonna tell you like, oh, Jermaine has just arrived in the Philippines. Let's meet him, and then you're gonna think, okay, I will meet him. So you actually like you hear the new information, which is Jermaine is here in the Philippines, and you decide now, right? And you're saying your decision also now. So decide now and speak now. Okay? So that's the thing. But for this case, okay, for example, I'm gonna tell you, let's have dinner tomorrow. But you're gonna tell me, I'm sorry, I'm going to meet Jermaine tomorrow. So, yeah, I'm asking you now for dinner, but you're gonna tell me something that you have planned before. So this one is used for pre-decided plans, okay? What does it mean? It means that you decided before, okay, you decided the plan before and you're just saying the plan to me now. Okay, so decided before and speak now, right? So in this case, if I say I will meet Jermaine tomorrow, I just like think about it now, right? But for this case, I already decided about that before. And I'm just saying to you or telling you my plan now, right? Let's make it more difficult. Let's study the next pattern. The next pattern is ismr plus ving. Okay? Remember, there should be time expression, future time expression. Now, why is the future time expression necessary? Because SMR plus ing is also used for present continuous tense, okay? Right, so for example, let's compare that. I am meeting Jermaine tomorrow. This is the future time expression tomorrow. Because if I just say like I am meeting Jermaine, okay, since I use the present continuous form of the verb, the meaning of this sentence is actually I'm meeting him now, right at this moment, okay? So tomorrow, future time expression, that is actually very important, okay? Yeah, so what is the difference between the two? This is also, for example, I'm gonna ask you for dinner. Let's have dinner tomorrow. Sorry, I'm meeting Jermaine tomorrow. Right? So what do I mean? Okay, it also similar to this third one. You decided before. Remember that. You decided before, and you're just saying your decision to me now, right? But in this first one, I'm going to meet Jermaine tomorrow. You decided alone. Jermaine doesn't know yet. Probably it's a surprise, or you're just gonna tell him after we talk. But here, you actually decided together. Okay? So Jermaine knows about the plan. It is actually used for appointments. Okay, so that's the difference. I am meeting Jermaine tomorrow. It means Jermaine knows that we have an appointment, but for the first one, Jermaine doesn't know yet. Okay, so that's the difference between the two. Okay, and don't forget to put tomorrow because that would become present continuous without it. Okay, the last one is actually Vbase, okay, or the base form of the verb, okay, or VS, or the singular form of the verb, or the S form, okay. Now, okay, as you can see, remember that, okay, V or VS or is actually like used for the simple present tense. Okay, for example, the bus arrives at 8 a.m. Right? If I just say this, that means every day. Right? That's habitual, okay? So arrives, that is the VS or the singular form of the verb, okay? Now, remember that this pattern is only used for timetable or schedule. Okay, so timetable or schedule only, right? Now, for example, if I want to say about the schedule of the bus tomorrow, some people would actually say that the bus will arrive at 8 a.m. tomorrow. This is grammatically incorrect, okay? Since that is a schedule, okay, you cannot use will plus Vbase there. That's wrong. Instead, you can say like the bus arrives, okay, at 8 a.m. tomorrow. Okay, so in that case, there should be tomorrow to show that it's only for the future tense, not every day. Okay, right? So if you want to use will plus V base here, you have to change like the driver will drive the bus, okay, at 8 a.m. or will start driving the bus at 8 a.m. tomorrow. You have to change the subject into a person who will do the action, right? The same thing with this one, classes start in June, for example, right? We don't say classes will start in June. You can normally see this in tarpaulins, right? In announcements, right? Or yeah, on bulletin boards so you can see that sentence, okay? Right? So anyway, let's go back to our um our sentence first. A while ago, like I asked you about your plan for the weekend, and I told you like some of you could say like I will go to the supermarket and I'm going to the supermarket. So when you say I will go to the supermarket, when I ask a question, that is the moment like you think about your plan. Oh, okay, I will go to the supermarket, right? It's impromptu. But when you say, like, I'm going to the supermarket, it means that before I ask you, you already decided about your plan for the weekend. Okay, so think about it again. What's your plan for the weekend? And this time, you can know exactly which verb you need to use. Okay? Now let's go back to our sentences. This is actually very interesting. Okay, let's see. For example, if someone asks me, right, okay, like, oh, Teacher Joanna, when is your plan to marry your boyfriend, right? If I say I will marry my boyfriend next year, the meaning is, okay, the meaning is that this is impromptu. I haven't thought about it. When the person asks me, that is the time that I think about it. Okay? So I had no plan about it before. Okay? But when I think about it, I say, okay, next year then. Right? But if I say I'm going to marry my boyfriend next year, if someone asks me, and this is my answer, I decided about it before. So I planned. But the problem is I planned on my own. My boyfriend doesn't know yet. I made a plan that I'm going to marry him next year, right? But he doesn't know yet. Okay? But the last one is actually the best one because it means that my boyfriend and I have already decided about that, right? It's already an agreement, okay? An appointment. So remember that. This one is for agreement and appointments, okay? So in this case, my boyfriend and I decided before that we are marrying each other next year. Okay? So that's it for tonight. I hope that you learned a lot about the simple future tense. Now, for the second use of simple future, which is guess, we're going to talk about that next time in one of the videos, okay? But for now, that will be all. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share this YouTube channel. Okay, don't forget, let's not stop studying English, okay? Let's keep on studying English grammar the fun and easy way. Good night, everyone. Bye bye.